Ayo review family, keep it high, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, a review guy, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one, I'm going to be doing an album review for Year of the Snitch by the alternative hip-hop trio Death Grips. So this was released this year. And if you are unfamiliar with Death Grips, they are a hip-hop band that has a very polarizing type of sound and fan base in terms of you either love them or you hate them by the looks of what a lot of people's reaction to them are. They burst onto the scene in the early 2010s with these very abrasive, eclectically drawn type of albums that was mixing alternative hip-hop with the likes of punk rock, industrial music, noise music, electronic music, glitch music. There was so much that was going into their sound that you were coming away with this very abrasive, in-your-face, cacophonous type of atmosphere to all of their songs that really proved that they were not for everyone. Now, I have heard their albums, The Money Store, and I've heard their album, Bottomless Pit. And admittedly, I have not delved too far into Death Grips' catalog. But from the releases that I have heard and from the fan reaction that I've heard over the years knowing that they existed, I know for a fact that Death Grips is a very they have their sound and it's very unique. It's very just on the cutting edge of what they're trying to do, and they have a lot of technical and artistic merit because there is chaos, but there's also order within that chaos. It's a controlled type of chaos, and it's undeniable that this band, this trio, knows what they're doing with these tracks. And while it can just seem like noise and just abrasiveness, it's definitely has a lot of high points and some very good artistic type of thoughts going into this album and a lot of their projects in the past, because they really do push the envelope for just weird, out there, left field type of material that proves that if you are willing to play around with a genre, you can not necessarily revolutionize it, but add in enough stylistic origins and stylistic ticks that it will come across as sounding much different than a lot of the other contemporary artists that you are in the same field as. And Death Grips definitely falls into that category of standing out in a field of a lot of these alternative hip-hop type of artists. Now, there's quite a few people that have popped up like Death Grips, where they're these hip-hop artists that have this very abrasive, loud style, and they will put in like electronic elements and this glitch elements and industrial elements. But at the same time, I think that Death Grips on this album, and Death Grips in general, does a great job of giving order to that chaos and coming across with a great album. And despite the fact that I am going to be giving this album a high score, this is probably one of the most inaccessible albums that I've heard in a while. And not inaccessible in terms of being able to discover and find this album, but just the overall veneer and sound that this album conveys, because it is out there, it is loud, it is abrasive. And I can fully tell you that you are either going to like this album and band from the first track, or you're just not going to. You can pretty much judge this album by the first track and a lot of Death Grips songs, because, like I said, to be honest, I don't think this is going to win over any brand new fans for the band. And I'm not calling it a bad release. I'm just saying I don't think this is the release that if you haven't previously been into Death Grips, like if you've given their material a chance with an open mind and still didn't like it, I don't know if Year of the Snitch is going to be that album that's going to make you jump on the bandwagon and be like, yes, I like it. But despite all of these artists being in the underground, I think that Death Grips broke out into this type of field because of their talent. And the shrieks that happen on these tracks, just these strange synth leads and these strange, just loud, just high, I can't even explain it, just screamed, powerful, gritty, punkish type of vocals, and these rap parts with these strange instrumentals and samples and beats written all over it, very cloudy, very purple type of sounding, and very soaked in just strange oddity that makes these tracks all stand out, but also go by in a blur. This is a 13-track affair, 37 minutes in length, and through these 37 minutes, you are getting some of the most strange, blurish type of songs that I've heard. And despite the fact that it's 13 tracks, it goes by just like that. And there's no part where it's boring just because your jaw's on the floor, because all of these sounds are so different, so unique, and so out there. I can't say it so much that this album is out there, but it's not for everyone. And from the first track, when you listen to Death Grips is Online, you are going to get an idea of this album. And because I'm into a lot of experimental type of industrial electronic music and hip-hop, I was a big fan of this album. I'm going to be giving it an 8 out of 10. But I don't think that if you don't like the first track, or if you don't like previous material from the band, I don't know if this is going to hook you. And you can base it on that. I mean, but like some of the refrains and some of the lyrics and like vocal passages on this album, like on the second track, Flies, which is like, flies, swallow me, flies, like that, for whatever reason, just that gets in my head and it sticks there. And there are some earwormy, genuinely catchy tracks on this album, and that's the funny part, is you wouldn't think that an album like this would have any songs that would be this damn catchy, but they do. And like I said, I give it an 8 out of 10, and I want to hear what you guys think on this album. You can post in the comment section below, like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and I'll shout your channel out. And yeah, just share with your friends and all that good stuff. Go check out Death Grips, Year of the Snitch. I recommend it for people that are into this type of music, and if you're not into it, you're not into it. You don't have to be. And I'll talk to you guys next time, but until then, I'm signing off. My name is Jay Morse, Review Guy. Farewell.